Something hit me today. Across the world, there is one thing we do in our daily lives without often thinking about it that splits most people into two categories. The ones that take their shoes off while coming in, the ones that don't even think before wearing them inside. Maybe a third category too that think about it but wear them anyway. Have you thought about why this difference? Now, I was brought up with a no outside shoes inside home as a rule, the breaking of which would be catastrophic. But then I moved and I've seen so many people do it like it's second nature. Now, given the historical and evolutionary role that I'm in, I had to read up about it. Turns out it goes back thousands of years. In most of the Eastern world, shoes never stood a chance indoors. Ancient Japanese homes and those of geographically similar cultures were built with raised floors, tatami mats, and places to sit or sleep directly on the ground. The floor wasn't just architecture, it was sacred, a living space. That's where the genkan came in. A small entry step where you left not just your shoes, but symbolically your outside energy. The idea came from Shinto and Buddhist teachings, I think. The clean inside, both physically and spiritually, must stay separate from the chaotic outside world. In the Middle East, I saw a similar story. Entering a mosque or someone's home barefoot is about purity and respect. You remove what touched the dust, the streets, the noise of the world, before entering a space meant for prayer or rest. I was brought up Hindu, and it was the same way when I was a believer. Well, even now. You never ever enter a temple with footwear on. Even ancient Egyptians did it. Temple carvings show shoes being left at the entrance to honor the gods. I read about depictions of even Ramses III doing this. Now, hop continents to Europe. Here's where the plot twists. I guess people wore shoes inside because they had to. In medieval castles, stone floors were freezing and filthy. Shoes were protection, not pollution. Later, during the Victorian era, looks like thick carpets and wood floors made indoor footwear a status symbol. If you could afford carpets and someone to clean them, you didn't need to care where your boots had been. Cleanliness became class-coded. Fast forward to colonized America, where settlers built houses inspired by Europe, and shoes inside became a quiet holdover of class and convenience. It wasn't about spirituality, it was about comfort and imitation. Today, we're actually reenacting centuries of climate, class, and culture. You can still see all these histories quietly colliding. One person feels at home only when their feet touch the floor, another feels at home when their shoes stay on. For some, it's spirituality, for others, it's hygiene. But in every culture, it's really about thresholds, that invisible line between what's public and what's personal. Philosophically speaking, maybe it's just about how close we want to stay to the ground that raised us, or how much distance we need from the weight of the world before we can finally rest. I started with shoes and ended up with the connection to the larger world, just the way I like it. I hope so for you too. Be gentle with yourself.